The thing that really took them over the edge was they found what they could only imagine was a human suit of a woman that you could then put on yourself. Hello and welcome back
to the Dysfunctional Duo,
starring Sarah
and Spencer.
How are you doing? Countdown to Halloween is on, baby.
It is here. It's finally October. It's like I'm wearing a sweater today.
Dude, I know. The sweater weather is really here out to play.
I'm so happy, honestly. I'm so done with heat. I fucking hate the heat. It's not fun to be in. I'm sorry. I'm just not built for it. I'm built for
Yeah, like, why is everybody complaining about how the sun's gone? I'm like, this is where my dainty little fall ass is ready to play. Like, I can finally start wearing fall clothes, which is actually the most, like, shot of caffeine for my heart. But also, it's, like, cold outside, and the leaves are falling, and there's
crunchy.
nothing like opening your window at night, and the wind's blowing, and all you hear is leaves crossing the ground from the wind. Oh my god.
Yeah, the distant banshee singing songs.
I want to encapsulate that. Like, if they are ever like, we're going to create AI worlds for you, where you can just like, and I mean truly, like, you enter into like a pod in your head or whatever, and they're like, we're going to give you the epitome of an environment that you want, and they're like, we'll give you what you want for fall. Sign me up. I forfeit. I submit to AI wholeheartedly. Give me fall every day.
Every day?
Yes.
But then it's not special. Like, the part about fall that we love so much is that it ends eventually. Like, that's what makes something special.
That's your opinion, and your opinion alone. Mine is when it starts and it keeps going. If anything, where we live, it's not long enough.
Well, okay, no, it's not. Because it's like,
literally 2 weeks and a fucking piss, and then it's over.
I mean, you could live in, like, Scotland, like Edinburgh.
Do they have falling leaves?
It's like every day is a gloomy Hogwarts day.
Yeah, but then you have to deal with the goats.
What goats?
I don't know, the mountain goats, the ones that...
We have those here, mama. They're not running rampant through the fucking
Did you
town.
say Ireland or Scotland?
I said Scotland, mama.
Oh, I was thinking Ireland.
I don't know what Scotland... Sheep? You'd have to be worried about the sheep, maybe.
No, the sheep would have to be worried about me, because haggis, baby.
Ew. Ew. No.
I hear it's actually really good.
I mean, not for me. Peace and love. Have your cuisine.
Yeah, but you'll have a hot dog?
No. Well, from Costco, yes.
Where's the line?
There is none. I'm a hypocrite. And it's fine. I was in the USA recently. Hi, shout out to my American friends.
Did you get put in ice? Sorry.
No. God bless.
So out of pocket.
That was very out of pocket.
That's like aggressive. I'm having like, I have like pent up aggression, not towards Americans, towards the fucking
government.
Orange man upstairs who's making all these decisions. I kept seeing, like, this week is like, we try not to get too deep into politics here, because I know that we have a lot of Americans watching us, and I'm sure you watch us to escape the shithole that is the White House right now. But he really fucking outdid himself this week.
I honestly think he has like a bingo sheet or like a vision board, but it's all evil.
I've never seen a president work so fucking fast to destroy a country.
And he lies about it. Like, he just makes up the most random shit in his head. He rambles for like 70 minutes about how he like made peace with like 7 different wars.
Yes.
That happened in the last like 9-8 years.
Yes, but then has the fucking balls to talk to a room full of generals and tell them, yeah, we're at war with ourselves now. All the left-wing people, like, use them as your training ground.
Training ground?
Yeah, he's saying now, like, anybody who is anti-Christian, like, not capitalism, anti-patriarchal, like, anything that is not a white fucking individual who is patriotic to America is the enemy.
What's the goal here? Can I be honest? Like, what is their goal?
He's fucking racist. He wants just the white people.
At this point, I think he's honestly a puppet. I think there's someone's
for sure
full forearm up his ass.
He's like 78, right? He's senile. Like, how did we let the the ghost of who's the previous president? Biden. The ghost of Biden, who's merely translucent at that point, run a country and assume that he also wasn't, that somebody didn't have him as a puppet. Like, he was so old, but like Trump is like, people are like, he's just stupid. And like, yeah, I think so too. But bro, like, at what point is this just senile behavior?
I am wondering, like, what is it they're scared of? Because if you're actively trying to, like, disengage half of the population, that, like...
Half? More like 70%.
Sure. Like, I just say half is, like, a guesstimation.
If it was 20 years ago, sure, maybe half. But you have generations of fucking people meeting the white people and people who immigrated to the States and are having babies. So, like, to what degree, what did they say? National Geographic just said that, like, in 2030 or 2040, the average looking person would be this. And they showed the cover. They were like, of these 5 faces, these are the average looking people. And none of them are white looking. And it's because you have people intermingling. You have, if he had his way, he would pull back interracial marriage.
But, like, what is it about diversity that they're so fucking afraid of? Like, I'm actually genuinely confused because I'm like, where is this going?
It ruins all their principles.
It just ruins lives. Like, the only people that get advantages are white men, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, but you've had the pedestal for however many years, and finally it's starting to come out from underneath you. Don't you think that they're going to have a knip shit?
Oh, for sure
That's what this is. That's what this is.
But, like,
that is white men, middle-aged white men having a temper tantrum because finally it's not about them.
But, like, there has to be, like, they are the people who are in the power, whatever, the top of the fucking triangle. There's millions of people, hundreds of millions of people below them. Like, at some point, it's kind of like, we're not on your side anymore. I might be police, I might be military, but, like, I mean, they're typically pretty right standing for the most part, not all of them. But, like, there has to be a point where, like, everybody, the majority of people who they are targeting is like, how about no?
100%. And also, here's the thing is, like, you might be right standing, but are you fascist or are you a Democrat? Because those are two very different things.
Very true.
The line is a little muddled for some people, and I understand that too. But, like, to what degree? Because, like, I keep hearing people talk about how they're like, well, now they're asking the military to step in and bring resources into, like, they deployed National Guard to Portland because Trump said that he thought that there was an all-out war happening between Canada and Portland, which, like, he said that he saw it on TV, which, like, you have so many resources, dude. You're paying people to do this for you. You didn't think at one point you should just go, and let me not watch Fox fucking News and ask my actual people. Anyways, for it to then be this situation where he's like, well, yeah, we're going to start utilizing our military resources internally and instead of externally. We're not going to, although he's breaching out wars all over the place, which is so fucking stupid. But it's this idea of like, yeah, we're going to start bringing the resources military we have and using them on our own people because we're at civil war. That's what he said. We're at war with ourselves. And if anyone in that room, which you have top tier leading generals he pulled them from all over the world to bring them back to the States and go, this is what we're going to do. And apparently the silence was palpable. Like, no one was fucking having it with him. And I don't know if that's normal or what, but apparently that's like a thing. But
that's what I mean. Like, enough is enough. Like, people are sitting there like, why?
When you declare that you are going to serve your country, you are choosing to protect the Constitution. The Constitution.
And I think it's fair to say no.
And if your president is not if your president is not upholding to the Constitution, then you no longer can support him.
Yes.
And so it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sure it's gonna be like fucking like a shitstorm. But the thing is like, everyone keeps being like, okay, like, when is enough? Like, it was bad 6 months ago, but like, when do we start going, like, no more.
Mama, now, even for us as Canadians, there with the teacher strike going on. This is very serious. Hi, hello, everybody. The teacher strike going on, and like the government not willing to give in. Keep in mind, these teachers are not getting paid.
This is how Canadians fight against the government. I would say is a really good example.
Yeah, but the government is also kind of the Canadian government, like they're cheeky little bitches sometimes.
Yeah, they don't fucking care. And they're paying the parents so there's a strike happening where we live right now, where all the teachers are going to strike because they're not receiving enough money. And it's like, it's not just like, they're not receiving enough money. They're actually not receiving enough money.
It's even more like they have classes of 30 kids with like one teacher. They do not have support. They do not have supplies. It's not even really about their wages. Like they need help and the children need help and there's nothing being done.
It's not even that. It's like you cannot support 30 children. And so all these kids are running through slipping through the cracks and not receiving the proper care. But then they're just moving through the grades because that's what happens until you hit high school. And then I think you can be held back. But they went on strike. They said, fuck you, we're going on strike. Our postal workers are also on strike right now, so it's a great time to be alive. And the government said, we'll pay the parents $30 a day to keep your kids at home while this is happening. Hey. Hey. Look, I didn't vote in this fucking premier that we have right now, but honey, if you have the job, you should have basic math in your head. Don't you think that allocating the $30 that you're giving to a couple 100,000 parents in Alberta would maybe be more well-deserved towards the couple 100 teachers that you have in the fucking province? Where's the lie? Where's the lie? Like, this is the thing, is like, and the government shutdown that's happening in America right now, like, I hope that the fucking Republicans uphold to that, even though Trump is going to be like, I'm going to take jobs away from people. I'm going to do this is so toxic of me. I hope the Republicans go, I hope citizens get fucking pissed.
Yeah, you should be pissed.
Because like the longest running shutdown was 35 days. Guess who was in charge of that?
Trump.
Yeah, last time he was in presidency. The longest running shutdown was Trump, 35 days. 35 days of people not getting paid.
Is he trying to outdo himself this time?
Probably. I don't think he's going to step down. And I hope that the Republicans don't step down until after 60 days. Because there's a lot of damage that could be done. And I know that people's lives are at stake, and that's awful for me to say. And I am sitting on a fucking white horse ridiculing the American government when I'm in Canada. I understand that there's a level of maybe privilege. Don't get me wrong, Canada's not great right now, partially because of what the fuck's going on in the U.S. But I understand that, like, I'm not in fear for my country or for my well-being right now. And I know there's a lot of people in the States who are, but it's such a cliche, but the best way for evil to do evil deeds is for good people to do nothing. So agree. Maybe the good people need to start stepping up and going, like, where's the celebrities? Where are the public figures who are, like, I haven't seen a single celebrity willingly speak out against him, other than Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, who both lost their shows. Mm-hmm. And then Stephen Colbert, I think he's still losing his show, but Jimmy Kimmel came back pretty quick. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon's kind of towing the line. But that's the thing, is these TV show hosts are starting to go, well, we don't fucking care what we say on the TV.
I love that. Stop with the censorship. Just, like, say what needs to be said.
But it's this idea, like, he's taking away freedom of speech, but then he's ridiculing them for attacking the freedom of speech of the Democrats. Like, it's a hypocritical statement all in all. But, like, where are the prominent figures in America? You have Trump saying he's going to tariff 100% of Hollywood movies that are filmed outside of the States. Aren't actors going, what the fuck?
I don't even know what that means.
It means that any movie that is filmed outside the States is going to have 100% charge of whatever it cost to the States. So anything like Last of Us, that's filmed here.
So
that would be 100%. Like, then they can't, anything that they film outside the States, it's either going to be tariffed 100% or they have to film in the States.
So they can't, like, they just can't. Because you make no profit then. 100%?
Yeah, or now they have to allocate all their resources to the States. Mm. And yeah, that's all well and good, but to what degree do you need to film Game of Thrones in fucking Los Angeles? Do you
In
know
Michigan.
do you know what I mean?
In the middle of
Sometimes
Idaho.
you need Scotland. Sometimes
Yeah.
you need Ireland for those things. It's actually cheaper to utilize that because then you're not building an entire fucking castle in the States. Like, it's this kind of stuff where, don't you think the prominent people, you have an entire room full. Meryl Streep said something so powerful, and it wasn't recently, I think it was a few years ago, where she was in a room in the, I think it was the Emmys, and she said, aren't we all just a room full of immigrants? She said, you know, I'm from here, Gal Gadot is from Israel, Amy Adams is from Paris, I think. Like, everybody's from, like, you have all these British actors. Those people are all from outside of America. None of the actors really are, like, the, you know, popular actors. None of them are homegrown American. Some of them are, but not a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, you take that opportunity away, which he's trying to. It just in general, he doesn't want people who aren't American in the country. And apparently, even if you are American, the color of your skin seems to play a factor, which is so fucking, like, dude, we shit and bleed the same color. Like, I don't understand what the whole issue is. Like, why is it and I know it's been an ongoing issue, and I'm gonna stop talking because we really came in at 100%, but I've been seeing this shit for a week, and every time I watch it I get so frustrated because, like, how can you be so stuck on this? How is this the thing? Your wife is not American.
Period.
Your wife is a fucking immigrant. How is this that deep for you?
I don't know. I just don't know, because I just don't think that way. I don't know. I honestly don't get it.
I think this is the thing, is like, I cannot even fathom the idea of, like, looking at a person. I'm married to a man who is a different color of skin than mine. He is not born in Canada. He was born in South America. He immigrated here for his from a place where government was not, like, was corrupt. His parents wanted to give him a better opportunity. The amount of respect that I just have for the fact that they were able to come into this country, able to do the things that they did, willing to change their entire life for a better future. Don't you think there would be some level of fucking respect for the people who've immigrated to this country? And when the people are like, they're taking our jobs and they're doing this. Yeah, because they're doing it better than you. Ignorance is bliss for some people, but ignorance is also fucking stupidity sometimes, because I didn't realize that there was things that I could appreciate about my everyday life, the country that I live in, the province that I live in, the environment that I'm surrounded by. These are things that I took for granted until I met people who never experienced it. And then I realized how beautiful it is to be in this place.
Yeah.
It gave me perspective. I'm grateful for it. I'm appreciative of it. Why can't everybody just be that way? Why can't we just be, again,
friends?
Why can't we all just get along? Like, why, maybe I don't agree with everything that they do, and they don't agree with everything that I do, but it's okay. Like, this is the thing, is like, hatred to this highest of degrees for some, like, I just can't believe that there was so much hatred in that country that he was voted back in.
I can't believe he was voted back in, point blank fucking period. I just, like, and I hope you fucking regret it if you voted in him.
And, like, he's a liar. Like, he keeps doing these things where they'll go, like, one of the things that's trending right now on TikTok is the government shutdown. Mm-hmm. In, like, 2006 or something, when Trump was, you know, just the fucking apprentice.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, if the government shuts down, that's directly a result to the president. He's responsible. People should be upset and hold the president responsible for that. That is like a moment of weakness for the president. And then they've jumped forward to what's happening right now.
Because I don't think he's like, not that I don't think he's real. I still think he's him, but, like, there's something more going on. He's not who he is. I don't know. He's either brainwashed or he just changed very horribly in his perspective for whatever fucking reason. He's up on his high horse. Like, I don't know, but I think that there's more to it that, like, the general people don't understand, because, like,
well, I think there's always, to some degree, right? It doesn't matter who you vote into that level. When you have that much power, I'm sure it gets to your head. But
oh, for sure,
like, him trying to find results of not, he doesn't want to be voted out in 4 years. He wants to try and find a loophole. Like, dude, like, it's right there. it's right. Like, he might as well just put his hand straight up and scream in German. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand how people are, and I'm not talking everybody. I know a lot of people who are friends of mine who are in the U.S. and they are protesting and they're doing things and they're afraid. Like, they're afraid for their lives. And I can understand that it's terrifying. But, like, there's millions of you.
Millions.
There's one of him, and even then, like, the National Guard, the military, even then, man, there's still more of you.
This is gonna sound so awful, but, like, in some way, trying to see the silver lining, trying to be, like, positive about this, as horrible as it is right now in this moment, I do think that something good will come out of it. I think that the government was flawed to begin with. I think it needs to be broken down. I think that them trying to save themselves is essentially what's going to shoot them in the foot, because the truth will always prevail. Bad people will fall eventually, and by their own hand typically, because you just put so much bad karma out there, it's going to come back. And I do think that people will rise at some point. People will say, okay, we're banding together, enough is enough. And I do think that at some point America will fall and it'll be horrible, but they will put themselves back together in a better, more inclusive, more peaceful way. I can't say if it's going to be tomorrow, if it's going to be in 5 years, if it's going to be in 100 years, but I think it's...
I hope it's not in the... I hope it's in the 4 years. I hope...
Yeah.
Like, I hope the midterms are next year, so they might be able to bring some power back into the Republicans, unless, like, okay, here's the thing. Here's the deciding factor for me, like, as somebody on the outside watching. If the midterms happen and Trump gets an additional bump up because of it, then that's it. Like, just light it. Like,
just light it.
You know what I mean? At that point, like,
light your cigarette and then throw it in the gasoline.
We're gonna go 4 years here. Like, this is, but, like, they're trying to impeach him and they're trying to do all these things, and, like, there's lawsuits, like, California is suing the government. Like, there's all this stuff happening. So, like, I don't know, you guys. It's just so messy, and I can't say I have a solution. These are things that I'm just talking about out loud. What the fuck do I know? I'd probably be in the exact same position if this was happening to us. But, like, my heart breaks. My heart breaks for so many Americans, and the idea that, like, you could sit in a room with your family members and look at people and go, you chose this.
I think
you fucking voted this in.
As much as that probably very much angers people, you yourselves, your, like, fellow civilians, you are not the enemies. You are they are your allies, whether you believe in the same thing or not. Like, at this point, it doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that you band together and you keep each other safe, because you are not each other's enemies.
Well, that's the thing, is I don't know to what degree are the people who voted the Democrats in, are they still like, this is great?
I love this.
Yeah.
This is so much fun.
Yeah,
I'm so glad he's ruining my life.
Exactly. Not ruining, right? What if you're a racist? What if you don't want them in the country? This is perfect for you.
I mean, in that case, you are the enemy.
What if you want the military to get rid of all of them? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, they reap their own consequences.
And apparently there's enough of it. There's enough red states in that country that they didn't care. But again, there's rules. There's a constitution for a reason, but it's holding on by a thread. So when do you start determining that your government is no longer serving the politics that the forefathers agreed to for the country? That country fought for freedom against the British, because they did not want to be told what to do. They wanted freedom. And now you have somebody in seat who is taking it from his citizens. How did we get here?
Fuck around, find out.
Hamilton would be so disappointed in you, Trump.
There's a lot of people that would be disappointed.
Where's Lin-Manuel when you need him? He would be so disappointed. And again, I understand. We're two Canadians kind of talking shit. What the fuck do we know?
What do we know?
But seeing it on the outside, like, hey, just a line from Canada, we're all out of popcorn. Like, it's the game show's over and it's still happening. So are you okay? Like, guys, are we okay? Like, what is going on?
No. The answer is no. Like, most of the world's not okay, I would.
Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Move to Sweden. Move to Switzerland.
It doesn't matter where you go. Because here's the thing. like Trump said, they're throwing the N-word around. And he's like, and we don't want that. And he's like, there's 2 N-words that you can't say. And I'm watching this. He said this.
Like out of his mouth.
I'm quoting him.
Oh my God.
When
He's a president.
when he was talking to the generals, he said, they're throwing the N-word around. And we can't have that happen. He's like, there's 2 N-words you can't say. And then he continues. And I'm like, okay, well, we all know the one N-word.
Yeah.
What's this? And he was talking about nuclear. And this is my question is like, is he willing to go down with the ship so much that he would just go, hell, fuck it.
We're all dying on this hill.
Yeah, this planet.
What can I do?
What can I do?
That's the
then
fucked up reality
go to Sweden.
of it.
Then Sweden is not safe. You know what I mean?
That's the fucked up reality is like, if it gets to that, what can I do? What can I do? I can't stop.
Yeah. I'm just a girl.
I'm just a person.
Yeah.
I'm just a civilian trying to survive.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah.
We die. Honestly.
Hey, we all go out at some point.
At this point, like fucking Sulavu. Maybe it's for the best.
But hey, if you guys can get across the border, I'll help you. Like,
come on in. Come on in.
My
Mama.
LGBTQ plus people come to Canada.
Come to Canada.
It's not always not always much better, but it's a little better. Like,
you can help us make our country better because at least we have more freedom.
You can at least project who you are with confidence here.
Yeah. I mean, like, is our government still shitty? Sometimes, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's hey, we have a bunch of teachers on strike right now. We're not perfect.
We're not perfect.
But, like, at least the public strikes, these things are working on our end. It seems like none of that's working on their end anymore, which is so upsetting. I just hope the people who have the ability to advocate will fucking do it. Because like, even though you might not feel the responsibility, you should speak on behalf of the people who can't.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, we have, and again, I'm not blaming the actors, but we have actors who are not from the States, who are living in the States. Why are you not talking about this?
Fear.
Why are the Canadian actors not going, I'm moving back to Canada?
Fear.
Because I can't live.
Or they're at, like, a point where it's, like, it doesn't matter for them. Like, they're just on a different tier than like most of the American people.
That's so
like,
sad
whatever.
because it's not just about them.
It's not, but like,
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we dove in at 27 minutes. I'm so sorry. This was a hot start. I've just been constantly thinking about this week, and my heart breaks every time something comes up and I see these things. But it just got so much worse this week, and I think people are really starting to realize, like, who live in the States, that it's gotten there. It's been there, but it's like, you know, it's like he's not even hiding it anymore.
Oh no, they're just like very blatant about it, which is like, fuck off. Like, seriously, just fuck off. You and your military can go fuck each other. Bye. See you later.
This is the thing, is there's people in that military who actually have a good moral compass, and I hope that they can do something about this, right? I hope there's generals who can make these decisions and go no.
And yes, to his face, and say absolutely not.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would like to disagree.
Yeah.
Thanks for your opinion.
And
see you later.
Here's the thing. I don't remember what they're called, what the group is called. I want to say they're called the Order or something. I don't remember what they're called. But they wear Z for Zendaya. For Zendaya. V for Vendetta masks.
Okay.
And they're hackers. Have you heard of these people?
No.
They've infiltrated some pretty substantial systems. Are
they on our side?
Yeah.
Okay, period. Hi.
Yeah. We haven't seen them yet.
I hope we don't. Stay anonymous.
Yeah, no, I know, but we haven't seen them at all.
Oh, I know what you mean now. Sorry.
They haven't showed up. Because I can't remember what they did last time, but it was something pretty substantial. I'd have to get some more information about them, but they pop up every once in a while, and usually they'll infiltrate, like, you know, corporations and hold on, maybe they're called Anonymous, maybe that.
Oh yes,
group.
I think that is what they're called because they wear that funky little mask.
That's V for Vendetta.
Slay.
Anonymous is a decentralized international activist and hacktivist collective known for its cyber attacks and online protests against corporations and governments it deems corrupt and oppressive. Emerging from the website 4chan around 2003, the group lacks a single leader or structure, allowing anyone to act under its banner using the tagline, "We are Legion." They're easily recognizable by the Guy Fawkes mask, inspired by the novel V for Vendetta. So yes, they are anti-oppressive, they are against governments and corrupt corporations, and we haven't seen them yet.
Maybe they're working on something, hopefully.
Dude,
Or maybe they jump ship. Hey, fuck, I don't know. I doubt it. I hope not. Please
doubt
don't.
it. I doubt it, but I'm waiting for the Uno reverse.
And that's what I mean. Like, that's bound to happen, whether it's them,
and
whether
here's the
it's
other thing.
somebody
You
else.
kick enough of these high, like, stationed generals out because you don't think that they, like, that you agree with their thing. You're sending, like, black ops into the world untamed. Like, you're fired because I don't trust you. You're not gonna go. What did he say? He said, if you're not willing to go against the Constitution, leave now. I think that's what he told them.
If you're not willing to go against the Constitution.
Yeah, he said, if you're not willing to bend the knee to me and change your beliefs against the Constitution, leave now.
Did people stand up and was like...
No one stood up. And again, I didn't fully watch it. Like, I wasn't watching it. I watched, people breaking it down. I watched, like, decent chunks of it, but I didn't watch it in full. But he does say, like, like, he told them not to laugh or, like, they'll lose their jobs. Like, he was threatening them.
That's not a government.
Like,
sorry, that's not a leader.
And then he told them that their stealth ships aren't sexy.
Kate, can I be Prime Minister of Canada? Would you vote me in, y'all? Be honest.
No.
I think I'd be a great Prime Minister.
I wouldn't. I love you so much.
Why not? I think I'd be a great leader. And you know why? Let me tell you why. Here, sit right there, and let me tell you why. Because I believe in leading does not mean that, like, I myself dictate what's going on. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what to do. I'm going to listen to your perspective, and I'm going to put people who are more knowledgeable about certain things than me in charge. And I'm going to hype them up. I'm going to give them the resources they need to fulfill parts of society that are broken.
So what happens when it comes down to Canada's different because we're a Senate. So the Prime Minister doesn't get to make those decisions the way the President does. But, or to the same degree. But now what happens if there's a split decision and it's either the lives of the citizens or the lives of the people you're working with? Like, it's so easy to say that you would do it differently.
What do you mean the lives of the citizens? Like, am I killing the citizens versus, like, killing my coworkers?
Okay, let's say that there's two groups in the States and they're both hurting each other.
Okay.
And both of them have valid, and, like, women and children are involved on both parts.
Okay.
And they're, like, let's talk about the Hutus and the Tutsis from, where are they from? I can't remember. That was like a directed mass genocide towards each other. And let's say both of them have a reason to fight each other. Both of them valid. What do?
I sit them down and I say, we're going to talk about this like fucking adults.
They don't want to.
Well, then we'll figure something out. But, like,
no, it's either kill or be killed.
No.
How do you deal with that hatred? Because it exists.
Honestly.
How do you oversee that? Because you can't get rid of it.
I mean, you have to, like, find a way to be like, listen, I'm on your side. To both of them. I'm on your side.
But now you've lost credibility.
I'm on your side. I'm neutral, but I'm on your side.
But now they don't trust you.
They don't have to trust me. But, like, you have to break that generational trauma. Because that's what it is.
But they
generational hatred, vengeance.
But they don't care. So now what do?
Well, then kill each other.
See what I mean? It's not so easy. Now you've lost credibility. Now you're not seen as a strong leader. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so easy.
But, like, you can't also appease everybody, and that's part of being a leader, is, like, understanding that, like, some people are going to hate you, some people are going to go against you, because that's just part of humanity.
100%.
100%.
And the thing that people forget is, like, one person's decision is always going to be wrong.
That's why, like, I
you
would
can
do
think
a
you're making the right
decision.
choice as an individual, but if you were overseeing a group of people, you have no right to make the decision.
I do, and so that I agree with. Like, I wouldn't make a decision based on myself. I would have Canadians come to me and be like, what do you need? We would bag all together all the information and then go on, like, majority vote. And if it doesn't work, I'm sorry, I will take the fault. Let's try something new.
Mm-hmm.
I just like, I'm not saying running a country is fucking easy. I'm not saying, like, I'm delusional, let's be honest. Like, I wouldn't actually be a fucking
And the reason
prime
I said I
minister.
wouldn't vote for Spencer is because, like, put like 20 years of politics under your belt, then we'll talk. But like, you have no idea what it means.
No,
to be
I have
any
no
kind of-
idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Like, explain politics to me. Explain the
can't.
Senate to me right now.
No,
you don't
because I
deserve
don't
to
know
be
what that
prime
means.
minister.
I don't know who that is. Period. I don't know anything.
You don't know who? It's what?
I don't care.
Spencer, what is the Senate?
I don't know. Somebody. Hi.
What's the House of Commons?
That's like everybody in like their little seats and they vote on shit.
Oh, okay.
Fuck, it's so fucking boring. I would see, if I was prime minister, I would be like, hey, I had to learn this to be a politician. I'm going to break this down and I'm going to remove the parts that don't make sense.
Now, see, here's the thing. This is why I can't stop laughing. And it's because every time he makes a decision, right? He said he was going to raise tariffs because people were calling him, Trump always backs down or something like that. They were calling him like chicken or something like that. They were calling him something.
Like the people?
Yeah.
Okay, period.
And he was like, meh, I don't like that. I'm raising tariffs. And I sat there and I saw this. He said it in Truth Social, which, like, if you really want to fucking laugh, go look at his Truth Social. It's actually the most ridiculous shit. But I was watching this happen. This was a few months ago now. And I'm talking to myself and I'm going, and this is all because they wouldn't vote a woman in because they were scared that her period was going to cause too many rash decisions.
Hilarious. If anything, she'd be like, I just need a chocolate bar right now. And like a nap.
And we're getting this. And this is all because they didn't want to vote a woman in because her period would cause her to be too irrational.
We are the sensitive ones. We are the too emotional beings. We are way too emotional. Our periods just rack through our brains and destroy everything in sight. And yet, this man with no period, although, I don't know, no period, I don't, like, money, so, like, what do you have to be mad at the fucking world for? Like, you grew up in privilege, you're a white man who grew up in wealth, like, what do you have to be angry about, besides the fact that you're probably very insecure about things in your past, and you're taking it out on everybody else? I don't know, that's just me, allegedly, in my opinion, but it's just, like, I'm, like, getting mad now, hold on, I'm, like, actually, like... I'm like, I want to storm into the White House and just be like, dude, come on.
Where's the X-Men when you need them?
Where's the X-Men? Where's, honestly, at this point, an alien invasion is fucking, like, thank you. Please, distract me from this.
When do they start intervening? When do they go, like, guys?
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you think that the governments, like the higher powers of the world, have actually come in contact with aliens?
Yes.
Actually? Or do you think they're just, like, yanking our chain?
100%. I also don't think Area 51 is where they house the aliens.
They wouldn't be like, by the way, everybody in the entire fucking world, we have a top secret place called Area 51 where we keep all of our aliens, but you're not allowed in.
I don't think that's where they house the aliens, but I do
No.
think they do experiments there.
Experiments?
Yeah.
Like human experimentation?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless every human that's, like, tortured. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I wish I could, like, relieve your pain. Oh my God, you don't deserve it.
Just become a parent and, at least you'll get a little taste of it.
Torture?
Yes.
Okay.
That's something I hear from new parents all the time is they're like, I'm being tortured right now. Lovingly, but I'm being tortured. No sleep, running off, no energy. For a woman, now you have no physical strength and you're being milked on a daily basis. And you can't go to sleep because your child is screaming.
Maturing is realizing that being a parent doesn't sound very appetizing.
Maturing is realizing that being a parent is harder than you think, but it's worth everything when you realize what you created.
What you're sacrificing for.
Yeah. I keep hearing people say that, like, being a parent is hard, but raising a child is a gift. And it's like, yeah, it's a gift. And some people are like, I don't want that gift. I'm choosing to opt out of that gift. Pop off. Live your best life. Hey, won't know what loans are. Like, congratulations, you're out of debt. But for the people who choose to have kids, I can only imagine all that pain, all that mental turmoil. And I'm talking from maybe the woman's perspective more than men's, because the women are the ones who are sacrificing their bodies, their livelihood, their mental health.
Mind, body, and soul.
Yeah, it's all you've literally, yeah, I mean, you're pushing something out of you. You've taken 9 months of painstaking effort, whether it's hard for you or not. Some women have a great pregnancy, some women don't, to develop this creature, this thing that you now take care of, you are solely responsible for. It is everything. It is mind, body, soul, yours. And you choose to give 18 years of your life towards it more, because it doesn't matter how old we get. We're always our parents' children. But you do it, and I'm sure it's so hard, but the minute they open their eyes and they smile at you and you realize how much that now you are their world. You knew a life before them. They've never known a life before you. I'm sure it removes everything. How can you look at that and not go, I will give you the world? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, yes, but no, because I've never been a parent. So, I understand what you're saying, and I can
only feel a percentage of it, because that's what happens when I look at my cats. But
very much that.
But I know when it comes to, like, having a baby, if I ever have the gift to do so, I can only imagine, like, what that experience is like. Because I know what it's like to be a child of my parents, and I love my parents, and I know what they've sacrificed. Like, I think I know more than what they've sacrificed to bring happiness for me. And how can you not love something so much and be willing to do that without just batting an eye? You know what I mean?
Without expecting anything in return.
Without expecting a single thing. It is your duty.
Yeah. You do it because that's just love, man. Unconditional.
Yeah. Okay, we have to segue into the topic. It's 40 minutes in. I'm going to go through this really fast because I wanted to talk about this. But it's funny because we were just talking about corrupt white men and parents. And I feel like that is a hell of a segue to talk about what I want to talk to you about today. So anyone who doesn't know, there is the director who was responsible for the American Horror Story shows.
Yeah.
He recently came out with a series called Monsters, and he's released 2 seasons of it so far, one with Jeffrey Dahmer and one with... I can't remember their names, but they're 2 brothers in LA that ended up murdering their parents.
Mendez.
The Mendez brothers. Monsters is a series that seems like it's going to be continuous, and they are going to be covering different popular criminals and killers, serial killers, I guess in particular, but not necessarily. But like these people who are infamous for being known as like some of the most devious killers around. And on October 3rd, he came out with this year's Monsters, and it was Ed Gein.
Who?
Ed Gein.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know? Yes, you do. Okay. Once I start telling you about him, you'll know exactly who, or at least you'll know of his works, because he inspired several movies.
Not his works. Not his life work.
And I kind of wanted to talk about it because I have a fascination... which is so off. I'm sure it's like every woman. It's like that TikTok where they're like, my wife, before she gets ready for bed, she's putting lotion on her arms and is like, her legs were cut off, her arms were cut off, her hair was cut off. They're like, you're what? Before bed? Like, and I always hear guys go like, why are women always into like crime podcasts and like crime shows and stuff? And I'm always like, it's preparation, babe. I'm just preparing.
We just got to know what's going on.
I just need to make sure I know exactly the signs I'm looking for and where, you know, these victims maybe went wrong, and where I could, meanwhile, I'm just walking and I'm like, get away from me! Like the amount of stupid shit that I do now where like somebody just looks at me the wrong way and I'm like, murderer! Like, so
always have keys in your hands ready for a fight.
Yeah, lock your car doors when you get in. It's all very necessary, unfortunately, to be a woman. So, and now women aren't the only victims. There are some, like Jeffrey Dahmer, his victims were men. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it varies. But, you know, there's some really sick and twisted people out there. Anyways, Ed Gein, for those who don't know, and for Spencer, who doesn't know, Ed Gein is probably one of the earliest classified serial killers in the history. They didn't have serial killer termed as a word yet when Ed Gein was around.
Oh, so what year was this? How long ago was this?
I have this written down. Hi Milo. Meow. How are you? You have something to say to the people? Hi. I had this all written down. Hold on, let me try to find it.
I'm sorry. I destroyed your train of thought. That's my fault. I'm sorry, everybody. Look at the new vintage Timmies. That means nothing to people. But these were the old Tim cups when I was growing up, and they brought them back for nostalgia. I don't fucking know. But they're cute, right?
Anything to keep us going.
Anything to keep us going. Honestly, Tim, sponsor us.
Okay, so 1906.
Mm-hmm.
So very early on.
I remember that time.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, great. He is from Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Period.
And Ed Gein was known as a prominent serial killer, not because of the number of people that he murdered, but because of the visceral things he did.
Like what? Ugh, I'm afraid to ask.
No. Just wait.
Oh, okay.
Ed Gein was under a really strict household, and I'm going to try to do this really fast to give you a brief summary, but Ed Gein, in the sense of his history, he was one of two boys under the household of his mom and his dad. His dad was very physically abusive. His mom, who plays a very big character when it comes to, I think, the reason why he became who he was, she wanted a girl. And she was very religious, very religious. She liked the Old Testament, not the New Testament. So anybody who was forced to go to church when they were kids, or anybody who knows of the Old Testament, that's very heavy shit. Old Testament is like Cain and Abel.
Oh.
Old Testament is like the wrath of God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. She was into that. She loved it.
Oh, yeah. Like you were a sinner. Women are harlots. Everything in the world is unpure. Like,
I don't know how people went around being like, these are my beliefs, love them.
Dude, I don't know.
And not like fear for living every single day of your life.
Yeah, well, hey, just look at it. I mean, we don't need history for that one right now. So she wanted a girl.
Yeah,
because women are married, they're pure, right? Men are monsters, they're barbarians. She had two boys. And was very upset about it, and tried very hard to teach her sons that they were to be the most pure versions of themselves.
Okay.
That was great until they turned like 11, and all of a sudden the male testosterone hormone was in full speed. You know what I mean? She would beat them if she caught them.
Sorry. That was very shocking to me. Like,
there was a delay.
Them to be pure.
There was a delay there. Why were you buffering and then...
I don't know.
There was like a 10-second pause on that.
I think because my brain pictured it, and then that's what shocked me.
Oh,
it was the image of
anything. Apparently she would if she caught them exploring the male nature of any kind, she would beat them. She would make them read the Bible every single day with her, this kind of stuff. It was she told them to never sleep with a woman or wed a woman because they are whores. This kind of stuff, right?
That's crazy.
So fast forward, his older brother ends up falling in love with a woman and is like, I'm going to leave and his dad ended up leaving because he was abusive. So they no longer were together.
Okay.
But his dad was mostly abusive to Ed. And then his mom was verbally abusive to Ed. Ed got kind of the worst of it. He was the youngest. His older brother fell in love with a woman, said he was going to go live with her, and a few days later, they found him dead. It is speculated that maybe Ed turned on his brother because he was angry with him going against his mother's wishes. Mm-hmm. And maybe he wanted his mom to himself. So then he gets a little bit older. He's living home with mom. It's just him and mom. They're becoming much, much more closer. Mom has a stroke.
Oh, no.
Now she's confined to a wheelchair. She's not functioning very well. Ed now has to take care of his mom. He has to feed her. He has to bathe her. He has to do all these things. In usual context, if you're taking care of a family member, that's all very simple. Now, if you have the mommy complex to the highest of degrees, that that's a little wishy-washy in the, you know, in the nastiness of the mind. His mom ends up having another stroke and dying because she saw a man, a neighbor, and his girlfriend come out. She was in like a negligee and stuff. She wasn't like fully dressed, but because they weren't married, she was so appalled that a woman was living in his house that was not married, that a harlot was living in his house, that she had a stroke. Meanwhile, this neighbor is beating a sweet little puppy. As it's happening, that was not the thing that caused her to die.
It was the woman in her like pajamas.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
As he was
Yeah. So this is the context of the foundation of why Gein maybe was the way he was, right?
Okay.
Now mom's gone. The
Bye.
one sense of reality that you had, the one thing that you were going on for is now gone.
Yeah.
Now you're living in a house alone. He became very fascinated with the idea of grave digging.
Okay.
And very fascinated with the idea of women that look like his mother.
Makes sense.
Fast forward, and I'm trying to do this without getting like monetized on YouTube because this is all very deep and very dark. But he ends up interacting with a woman who goes missing, and for a while they don't know where she is. Again, fast forward. Somebody goes to check out his house, and when they go in, they realize that the female image is strewn about all over his house.
Oh, like everywhere. Pictures.
They found a human heart in a pot of stew. They found, not pictures.
Oh, not pictures. Parts. In a stew?
Yeah, they found...
Like full? You didn't...
Hold on. They found lips and all these kind of things hanging out like pieces of leather. And then the thing that really took them over the edge was they found what they could only imagine was a human suit of a woman that you could then put on yourself.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm disturbed.
And so obviously he got, arrested and tried, and it was deemed that he was insane. That he said he didn't know what he was doing. They took a lie detector test. He was not lying when he said he didn't know where these women were, who he murdered. And as things started to unfold, they realized that he was responsible for sure for killing one woman.
I mean, yes.
There was another woman who went missing. They couldn't necessarily tie the evidence to him because she may have just been in some shady business.
This is pre DNA testing, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
There was also 2 men that went missing, but the way that they were murdered was not his MO, if that makes sense. And they found many different women who had already moved on in his house that he did not murder, but he brought back with him when he was grave digging.
A souvenir of sorts?
Yeah, because he wanted parts.
I was going to say he wanted company. But
He said that he was so obsessed with the female image that the best way to penetrate a woman was to be inside her.
Like, quite literally.
In her skin.
Quite literally. Mama, just do drag. I appreciate.
Yeah, well, a lot of people thought that maybe he identified as trans.
Maybe.
But they tagged him as a gynophilia is what it's called. And it is that concept. You admire the image so much that you need to be one with it in its entirety.
That is so fucked up. That I can't, like, my brain's just like, why?
He was in
Why?
denial of a few things. He said that he didn't engage in intimacy with these women who had passed on. I'm trying to do this in the most censored way possible. I can't say the terms or I will get clocked.
No, that's fine. I understand.
Engaging in eating.
Yeah.
All these things. He said that he didn't do those things. However, based on the evidence that they found, they believe that he did. He was put in a mental hospital, obviously. And his actions And this is the thing of why he's such an infamous. He wasn't, when you think about other killers, right? If you look at Bundy, for example, who was responsible for so many women. Dahmer, right? Like the numbers are so much higher than his, right? He was only technically fully responsible for one woman. They believed he was responsible for two, but most of them had already moved on by the time that he engaged in his,
His acts.
His acts. The thing that made him so visceral was what he did, and the fact that he needed to wear them, and he created not one, not two, but 3 movies based off of his actions.
3 movies?
You want to guess what they are? Just
like
take
the
a
titles?
guess. Yeah, just take a guess. Think about some horror movies that you've watched that could fit this MO.
My mind immediately went to Hostile.
Okay, well, you're wrong, but fair enough.
Period.
What in Hostile?
I don't know. That's just the name that came to my head. I don't even think I remember the movie.
Are you thinking Hostel or Hostile?
Hostel.
Hostel?
Sorry. Yeah.
No.
Human centipede. I don't know. I'm just throwing out words. I actually have no idea.
Psycho.
That makes sense.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Also kind of makes sense.
And Silence of the Lambs.
Wasn't expecting that one, but yes, that also makes sense.
You remember Buffalo Bill?
Yes.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yes. Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
That's him.
Alfred Hitchcock made the movie directly based off of Ed Gein. So Norman Bates is a more grandiose version, but the idea that he was so obsessed with his mother that he kept her in the house and would dress up as his mom and then attack people, that is Ed's MO. He would dress up as his mother. He had a personality that was his mom.
Can we bring this back to parenting? Because, my God. So,
Ed Gein, when you look at serial killers, the question is always, is it nurture or is it nature? Were they born this way or were they created this way, right? A lot of people have made the assumption that Jeffrey Dahmer, who is another killer, is very well known to possibly also be nurture. He was nurtured into this position. If he would have had a family that would have been willing to address that he was gay and support that, then he may have not done the things that he did, right? Because he also did it due to a sense of insanity. Although he ended up in prison, he didn't end up in a mental hospital. Because he felt he wanted somebody who wouldn't leave him, right? He was always trying to create a zombie. That's why he did what he did, and he said that. And so this idea that maybe if he would have had people around him who would have been willing to accept him and be willing to love him no matter what, he wouldn't have needed to create that. Bundy, on the other hand, I think he's nature.
Maybe a little bit of both.
He had a fine childhood, and he was married while he was doing this. He had a family. He was not a loner. He is a sociopath, right?
Okay.
He's not a psychopath. He was a sociopath. He knew how to talk to women. He knew how to coax them into situations. He was doing all of this while he had a wife and child at home.
That's so fun. Imagine being that wife. Imagine being that child. Oh my God.
Well, have you, and again, it's a little, these shows always kind of upset me, and this was the point I was going to get back to eventually, was this season of Monsters. It upset me a little bit because they always tend to, and Jeffrey Dahmer's season did the same thing. I haven't watched the Mendez's one, but I would assume they did the same thing. And that's they glamorize and they make it seem so, right? Sometimes they make the killer seem like attractive and stuff. And I don't like that because that's not real life. That's not what really happened. And I feel like the Ed Gein case in particular, they glazed over the victims a lot.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer's season was a little better at giving respect to the victims, which makes sense because there was more victims. It is a different situation, and I understand that, but they glamorized it way too much this season, and I didn't like that because that's not the point of this story, right? And they pulled in some crazy shit. Like, the thing with Ed Gein is he created interest in the FBI. Have you ever seen Mindhunters?
No.
It's just a phenomenal show. If you guys are into these kind of categories, these kind of subjects, highly recommend you check out Mindhunters. Prepare yourself. They ended the show before it ended. Like, they canceled the show.
Oh, lame.
Devastating. But just an amazing show. There were these people in the FBI who went and interviewed serial killers so that they could then go catch other killers that were not yet caught. They wanted to understand what would make somebody tick, right? So they would talk to the killers and go, this person's doing this, right? This person's engaging in these actions. Why do you think that they would be doing that? And then the killers would be like, well, because they want something of the person, or because this person's definitely a loner based on these things that they're doing, like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
In the show, so Ed Gein and the case that he had inspired this. So then they started talking to these other killers. His situation did allow them to pinpoint certain behaviors to then catch Ted. But in the show, they make it look like Ed Gein helped them catch him, which isn't true.
This is my problem with these kind of shows that platform very horrible people. Because I get there's a interest in morality. There's sort of an interest in these killers and what they do and how horrific it is. It's like a train crash.
It's the human psyche.
You can't look away. Like, it's just interesting, and I get it. But at the same time, like, I feel like there should be limits or rules or boundaries in how you platform these people and, like, the horrific things that they do. Because it's also like, why are we immortalizing people that really we should just let their name die? Let their name rot alongside their bodies. Seriously, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Ed Gein in particular, he died in a mental hospital when he died of lung cancer. And I think he was in his 80s when it happened. He was buried next to his mom in the grave, like, in the graveyard of the graveyard that he desecrated, that he would, like, dig up women, which is really fucking crazy full circle. But a few years later, his tombstone actually went missing. Somebody had stolen, because they would, like, write things on his tombstone, and, like, he was, like, his tombstone was, like, again, I just used desecrate, but his tombstone was desecrated.
Like, they defiled it.
Yeah, and then somebody stole it, and then the FBI ended up finding it, and now it's in storage. He doesn't actually have a tombstone on his grave site, but you can find his grave because he's buried next to his mom. But this is the idea of Ed Gein is an incredible example of nurture, that he could have been completely different. He also had a very young nature to him, which makes me believe that there's this idea that if enough trauma happens to a child early on in age, their brain won't develop. This is a real thing.
For sure, absolutely.
He had a very childlike wonder to him in ways that when people would interact with him, they felt like they were engaging with, like, an 8-year-old boy. So this also plays into the role of, like, the trauma that he experienced when he was younger, the abuse that he consistently endured. His older brother also beat him because his older brother could only beat him. He couldn't beat his mom. He couldn't, like, so he's getting it on all fronts.
Yeah.
And he became so codependent to the one person, his one lifeline, which was his mom, that he couldn't leave her. That it literally broke him mentally when she died. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, that is the number one example of what happens when you become a mama's boy of the highest degree. Like, this is, like, if I ever have a son and they're like, I love my mom, I'll be like, great, don't love me too much though, because yeah, you have to move on. Once, like, you cannot become codependent on me, right? And this is the idea that, like, Ed Gein is a really very far-fetched, strong example. But when I was watching this show and I was thinking about his story again, I watched all this last night.
Yeah.
I watched it from start to finish yesterday, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it. And this was, like, the thing that I keep pulling is, like, every person needs to have a parentectomy.
What the hell?
You need to remove your parents from your life. Not fully. There's a place for our parents. I'm not saying, like, cancel them out, but we were just talking about this. When you're born and your world has only ever been your parents, you become completely involved in them, right? They become your lifeline. There's a certain point where that can no longer be the case.
I agree.
And so many people forget that. There has to be a place where now you're making decisions for you and not your parents. And if you lean into that in the highest degree, this is an example of, and again, this is a very, very specific and intense example, but it is an example nonetheless of what happens if you love your child too much in the wrong kind of way.
I agree. And in my opinion, sorry, we're going over time, but like, I think a lot of this stems from honestly broken homes. 'Cause like parents tend to cling to a child, if not their children.
100%.
And like, no offense,
because as much as you're their lifeline, they're also your lifeline, right? And that becomes a thing.
You become emotionally dependent on your children.
But when you're a parent, you have a responsibility to know better and to do better. And if you don't, this is what could happen. And I'm not, actually, I take that line back. That's not true. This is not what could happen. This is just a very prominent example of that. And again, this is an example of how you nurture somebody into a place where they would do something like this. I don't think he'd be the person that he would be if he would have been born into a normal family.
Probably not. I mean, you never know with like nature. He could have like predisposition, whatever mental. And
they did confirm he was a schizophrenic, right? He was a schizoid, but there are people who live normal lives who are schizophrenic and don't engage in these actions, right? So again, how much of it is you were born with a certain set of circumstances, but you can still move beyond them with the right tools?
I think nurture can stump nature in some instances. Like if you
I would argue most instances.
I agree
not
with
even
you.
Some, most 80% instances are nurture, not nature.
I agree.
The 20%, there are nature situations. And again, I would claim that Ted Bundy is a great example of nature, not nurture. But and he just listened to the voices too much. And there was a level of, he was egocentric, right? He was a narcissist. Ed Gein wasn't. And he was so detached that he didn't even believe he did these things. He wasn't there mentally when he did these things.
That's so scary.
Right? So he could have had a split personality that would step in. Very well could have been his mother, right? Mm-hmm. Because you become attached to a person, all of a sudden you integrate that personality into your space to find a sense of control. There's a lot of reasons why he was a very specific case, but he also inspired several serial killers. Ed Gein, before he died, and this is true, this is something they highlighted in the show, but this is true, he would receive multiple letters from not only fans, but people who said, I did what I did because you inspired it. Many of the well-known serial killers in the world were copycat killers because of Ed Gein.
That's so fucked up. And it's like, in a fucked up way, it's like a community for them. Because, like, it's nurture. If you were not given love, or if you have a certain way of thinking and, like, it stems from, like, horrible things that happened in your past, you're going to cling on to it because that's all you know. And I don't agree with it. And I think it's really fucked up.
Yeah.
But, like, that's kind of the reality of it, too, which is also why I have issues with platforming these types of people. Is because there are people who are extremely abused and maybe even mentally ill. And if you are mentally ill, I'm not saying that you're going to go out and do something horrible, because there's other factors that cause these types of people.
I also think it might be, and again, I know this stuff still happens, but I think it's a little different now because you have people who are at least a little bit more open and honest about their mental health. Back then, it was a sin. It was considered weak. A taboo. Mental health is at least spoken about now, and then this is a good example is why you should talk about these things, because if you can talk about them, you can stare at them. They're not as scary as if they're in your head. But they talked about another killer in the show that I was watching, which I totally forgot about this guy, but he murdered 4 women, and he took their shoes. Like he would take the shoes off their feet. I think he might have also taken the feet, but he took their shoes. That was what he was known for. And when he got arrested and they asked him why, he said he just wanted the shoes. And he tried to put on his mom's shoes when he was a kid, and she would beat him. So he was just a guy who just wanted to wear some fucking high heels, and he was beaten for it. and that created something for him, right? Like violence and a lot of it is like certain fetishes too, right? Like the violence and the intimacy to it. Like there's a lot of degrees to it, but I found Ed Gein's story really interesting, and I've always known of Ed Gein. He was always a case that I found to be very interesting. I've known of him for years because he stemmed so much of what Hollywood created around serial killers. I think he created the fear of it. Mm-hmm. He really is kind of like the twisted forefather of it.
Yeah.
And he inspired other killers to then step into that place. They would be inspired by what he did, and the idea of like wanting to be so close to a woman. Like it's all very sick and twisted. But I think there's something really interesting when it comes to like analyzing the human condition through Ed Gein. And I wish they would have done a better job. And I'm not ridiculing anyone in particular. The actor who played Ed Gein in this show, I can't remember his name, but he is the main guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
He's the blonde guy.
Yeah.
He's a great actor. And I actually think he played Ed Gein well. Like, I don't think he should be ridiculed for this. The same way that I think
he's just doing a job.
The actor who played Jeffrey Dahmer in the Monsters series, like, I can't remember his name, but he was also very good, I think, at playing Jeffrey, based off of the things that you see. I just want to take some pictures. Fucking so creepy. But I think there is this idea of, like, glamorizing these shows, and I was hoping that they weren't going to do it with this one, and they did it more, and it bothered me how much they did it, and they lied about some of the context to make it look better, and I don't like that.
No, I agree. I think that's really fucked up of them to do.
So, and they made some insinuations that, like, because he wasn't necessarily, the evidence wasn't strong enough that he was responsible for, I believe, unless I'm wrong, I don't think I am. He's responsible for 2 women. He was confirmed to kill Mary Hogan and Bernice Worden. But they believe that he was responsible for a babysitter who went missing and 2 men. But it wasn't his MO. And the show indicated that he did do it. And the other thing that they did is they, like, every episode they tie in Ed Gein's actions to the movie that then inspired it. So one episode you're looking at Ed Gein and how he like would be obsessed with his mom, and then they're showing how Alfred Hitchcock made the movie. And then the next episode they did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and how somebody was inspired by that. And in that one he's chasing these 2 guys with a chainsaw, and then he takes them out, and then they show how he encouraged the chainsaw thing. He never used a chainsaw. That was not his thing. If anything, he actually talked about how the tools that he may have used, if he remembered, were not chainsaws were too messy.
Well, I mean, if you're trying to make a suit, fair enough. But
so this idea that they were like, let's just throw a chainsaw in there. Again, you're glamorizing it.
Very much so. Like,
and I think this idea of like, he was just a man. He was a man who did some awful things, but he was just a man, immortalizing Ed Gein the way that this show did, the way that I feel like a lot of people have done, because of the things that he inspired, right? Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we were talking about this in a few episodes ago. I was like, I don't think I'd make it. Like, I don't think I'd survive. Or if I did it, because I wouldn't go into that house to begin with, but like...
Yeah.
The villain of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the guy who is that serial killer or that killer, that slasher, he's immortalized, right? Same thing with Michael Myers. He's immortalized because of what he did. But he's just a man. And I think it's really easy to like make it seem scary. But to also, I wish that they would have provided more knowledge. I wish that they would have. The one thing about Jeffrey Dahmer's series that I liked was they showed why the victims maybe would have trusted Jeffrey. Why they would have been put in this situation, what could have happened. They didn't do that with this series. Like they made it seem like
it could happen to you.
It could happen to you, and like or he's not just a man, like there's just a lot here that they glamorize that I don't like, and I unfortunately I didn't appreciate, and that's fine. Everyone has their opinion of the show, but I wanted to talk about Ed Gein in the entirety of who he is, and it's a very interesting story. So if you are curious, check out the show and learn more about him, because I think, again, it is a good example of understanding that, like, he could have been spared if he would have been in a different circumstance. The way we fucking treat people, maybe this is how they are put in situations. Trump, like, he's like, there's a bunch of mass shootings happening in the country, we're against ourselves. Yeah, did she fucking think it's calling for that? Like, what do you mean? Anyways, I'm gonna stop because I already did that to myself earlier, but I wanted to talk about this because I can't stop thinking about it, and I wanted to lead into the next idea, which you'll know this. The next series that they're doing is a woman. Can you guess who they're doing?
I don't know her name, but she's the one that was taking away men who would that's a good
one.
themselves onto women.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, it's Lizzie Borden.
Remind me who she is.
Lizzie Borden is of the Borden house. You would know because Colby and Sam actually went to this house.
Oh.
Lizzie Borden was the one who was responsible for using an axe on 5 of her family members.
Yes. I do remember the story.
The Borden house.
Yeah.
They're doing Lizzie Borden next.
Oh.
Yeah. And Lizzie Borden is kind of a cold case. She was never fully, I think she was responsible for it, but she claimed innocence, I think, until the end.
I don't think she was convicted.
No, I think she wasn't convicted, and they believed that if she would have engaged in it, she wouldn't have done it alone, because some of the acts on her family members with a heavy axe would have been difficult for a woman to do. But they're doing Lizzie Borden next.
Okay, well, I'm interested in that one. The way I'm such a switch up, though, like, men do something awful, and I'm like, oh, fuck them all. And then a woman commits serious murders, and I'm like, you know what, queen? Yeah,
look, here's the thing. I'll give credit where credit's due. Men are not the only ones.
They're not.
The chance of you being murdered by a woman is very rare, but it's not zero, and I understand that. But dude, line them up.
My thing,
call them out in a crowd. I'm like, it's apples to oranges. There are so many men that engaged in these acts versus the women.
I feel like women, in some cases, usually, again, it stems from something. Whereas, like, men, I just sometimes feel like snap. And I work with I know a lot of social workers who work in DV. And again, like, the statistics are statisticking.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wonder how much of it is maybe nature versus nurture versus the societal situations that we've led up to. Like,
all of the above, honestly.
What is this need for power? Like, why was there this need? Like, you can take it back through history, dude. There's so many situations. Like, look at the Salem witch trials and how many things happened there. What is the fear of needing to keep a woman in her place? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why it is so fearful. And is it because, and I don't know the answer to this yet, I genuinely do not know, but is it because there's a piece of us that is just something that cannot be contained and it needs to be?
Okay, I'm delusional. I want to state this throughout the whole podcast. Like, what the fuck do I know? I'm delusional. I'm just some dumb bitch, privileged, like, fuck me. I think, low-key, at some point, women had, like, superpowers. I'm not saying we're, like, fucking flying through the air like Superman.
We do have superpowers. We can birth a child. We can grow a human being inside of us, dude.
I mean, sure.
Spencer, that is a superpower. That is not normal shit.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
We are responsible for everybody on the earth. Men too. But, dude.
I mean, okay, yes.
Dude.
But, like, I'm saying, like, I just think there's something about women that at some point in history, men were like, if we don't contain this, we're fucked.
If the men learn we can shapeshift, they're going to call the church.
Which we can't. We don't know how.
But here's my theory, and this is something, like, so stupid, but, like, if you believe in the universe or whatever, like, women are the connecting link to the spirit world.
We
literally bring the metaphysical into the physical. That is a gift that we've been given.
I agree. Like, if you tie it into childbirth, absolutely.
We literally open the gateway.
We are the
for
portal.
That. Yeah. that's
portal.
powerful shit. It's so powerful that even some cultures, like if you are, and this is, I was playing a game called Little Misfortune yesterday on stream, and in the game, they talked to Little Misfortune, and she's like, I'm feeling like really grumpy these days. She's like 8 years old, whatever, and there's like a voice in the game. I can't really give context without you fully understanding what Little Misfortune is, but this like adult voice is like the narrator in the game, and then she's talking to this narrator, and she's like, I've been feeling like really grumpy lately, and he's like, it's probably all the hormones that like you have happening. She's like, what are hormones? And he's like, well, these are the hormones that then create, like, make you turn into a woman, and then you start to bleed out of your vagina, and then men will start to hate you because now you're emotional and they'll need to control you, and that is the future that you get to look at. And that's like kind of the fucking thing he said to her. And I was like, pop the fuck off, because that is so true. This idea that like you are, again, a woman doesn't get voted into presidency because they're like, her period is going to be the thing that causes it. How about maybe it creates a level of empathy? How about it teaches her things? How about it brings the eyes to the government of things that you wouldn't necessarily look at? Abortion, healthcare for women who are experiencing endometriosis, women maternity leave. These are things that that allow you to empathize. The understanding of like, I've seen so many videos of women being like, putting the period pain pads on my husband and putting it on me, and they stand next to each other, and the man is like, oh my God, I can't fucking, and it's like level 5, and the girl's like, I don't feel anything.
She's like, this is a Wednesday,
and then
Mama.
people will comment and be like, now go to work, take care of your kids, don't
cook
cry,
a dinner,
don't complain, tell people that you're not experiencing it and you have endometriosis.
Yeah.
Like, why are people looking at this as a sense of weakness when it could very well be a sense of strength, right? We are engaging in pain for at least 4 days to 7 days continuously every single month and continuing to push on. And I'm not saying that we are, the heavenly ground that we stand on. We fuck up too. I understand that when we get our period, we take it out on the men around us. But just don't be so fucking stupid.
Just don't be so fucking sensitive. Okay? Just fucking take it. We don't mean it.
But this idea that maybe that creates a level of empathy and strength that people don't acknowledge and don't understand, that it's seen as a weakness when it should be seen as a strength. Whereas some cultures, like indigenous cultures, they'll sage, right, to clear the evil energies around them. It's a way to cleanse yourself. If you're menstruating, you don't need to do it because you're already purifying yourself. They see it as a way of purification, not something that's dirty.
No, because the indigenous have had it right the whole time.
Well, they have a very matriarchal approach to the world, right?
Like I said, they've had it right.
But this idea that, like, why do you feel the need to have to contain? Why is it so disrespectful if a woman talks back to you and has a different opinion than you? Is it so dangerous? And if it is so dangerous, why? What makes it so powerful that you feel the need to stop it and to censor it? And that's something that I still can't fully understand. What is the aggression towards women versus men? Why do men feel the need to hurt women more than they feel the need to hurt men directly? Is it because they feel powerful? Is it because they feel that it brings a sense of pride to them if they hurt something weak? And women often don't do that. Women have a very maternal and empathetic approach to the world. Men are hunters. If you think about it in a logical sense of like how they were built and like how they were developed to be, right? They're more barbaric in that sense. The two things can exist within each other. They don't have to be separate. So what is this idea that you need to then silence this one thing? So yes, I'm convinced to a certain degree that we have more power than I think we believe we do. I think women create the environment and the men around us, whether it is you're in a relationship or not, right? You could be married to a woman, and I still think the men around us are there to help facilitate and direct that energy to the right things. But we are there to develop it. You cannot direct something if it doesn't exist, and you can't help something if you're just a ball of energy and not directing it, right? They can work within each other, and a lot of people seem to not fucking understand that. And so, yeah, a lot of men are serial killers. A lot of men who are engaging in DV and assault are men, a lot of people who are engaging in DV and assault are men, not women. And
well, it stems from the society that has been built in our modern day, what Trump is trying to do to the Americas, like, that is the direct cause of not only women being hurt, but men being hurt too. They're hurting themselves, man. And, like, I don't think they fully understand. Maybe you do, I don't know. But, like, you've been brought up in a society that, like, tries to implement that toxic masculinity where it's like, no.
The fucking issue of all of it, and I think what stems down to it, is everybody wants somebody to blame.
Okay, period.
Everybody wants, serial killers always talk about how they take it out on other women because of the things that their mother did to them. Go to fucking therapy. How about understand that it's maybe you versus you and not you versus them? Maybe if you actually dealt with the things, you wouldn't need to take vengeance out on others. Maybe if Trump would have figured out that diversity is okay and no one's coming for the hills for his orange ass anyways, he wouldn't feel the need to take out other people. It's not you versus them, it's you versus you. Deal with your shit and move on like a goddamn fucking adult. And if you can't, and you are taking it out on people, that is a very large example and consequences of your own fucking actions. Like, these are the consequences of your own actions. And you get enough people who are like, yeah, I agree with you. Actually, you're right. That's when it becomes dangerous, right? Yeah. You get all these yes men who are like, I agree with you. Just because you all agree with each other doesn't mean you're fucking right. On any subject. A bunch of women could sit in a room and go, fuck the men. We don't need the men. The men are useless anyways. Also not a right opinion.
No, that's not, like, that doesn't solve anything.
Like this, like...
You're just hurting
like
people.
This super, super strong side of feminism where they're like, the men are useless. The women can do everything. We are the powerful beings that stand on... That's also inaccurate. The two truths can exist at the same time, just like two lies can exist at the same time. So how about you deal with this first before dealing with this, and all the noise that happens in here will help you see clearer out there. People so forget about that shit. They forget. They're like, well, I'm the way I am because my parents did that to me. Okay. Do you want a trophy? How about I am the way that I am because my parents did this to me and I did this instead?
And I turned it around and said, I'm not going to let bad things rule my life.
Or I take it to a higher level. I'm grateful for the things that my parents did to me because I learned this.
I learned what not to do.
I could give this.
I learned that, yes, it was hard to love myself and train myself to know that I am worthy in this world, but I did the work. And honestly, I look outside, I look at the sun, and I just feel peace.
Yeah.
I just
and
feel
even
love.
though this awful thing happened to me, I do it again so that I could give it to other people.
So I could
teach other people exactly what it is because I experienced it. Now that is what you call a fucking lesson learned. My parents did this to me, so anybody who is like that, I'm going to destroy them to stop this from happening. Guess what? You can't fight evil with evil.
You can't control other people. The only person in this world that has any control over you is yourself.
Yeah.
So you have to take into your actions into your own hands.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to, like, overcome the shitty things that happen to you. And I'm sorry, once you become an adult, like 25 up, whatever happened to your childhood, I am so fucking sorry that happened to you, but that is now your responsibility. And it sucks, and I don't think it should fall on you, but it does, because you are now an adult and you have to do something about yourself. Nobody else can come in and just bibbity bobbity boo, you're fine now.
Well, people look at it as a punishment. It's not a punishment. It's a gift.
I think a gift is a little far.
It is a gift.
I think it's a lesson.
If you heal from it, it's a gift.
I don't want that gift.
It's uncomfortable.
Merry Christmas.
Guess what? Shit's uncomfortable. Fucking bootstraps up. Learn from it. And then you can give that to somebody else. They call it a gift so that you can pass it on to somebody else. If it's hard and you learned it, guess what? 20 years from now, you might be able to give that to your children. That's a gift.
Yeah.
It sucks. Yes. It's hard. Yes. Is it a punishment? No. Does it feel like one right now? Yes. Does that mean you haven't learned from it? Yes.
It means, yeah. It means you haven't healed it. You haven't
addressed it. Once you've healed from it, it doesn't feel like a punishment anymore. Because the pain's gone. It doesn't hurt. Yeah. It feels like a punishment because it hurts. Once you heal from it, there's no pain. So all of a sudden, it doesn't feel like a punishment. It feels like a gift.
And you will feel so much better.
Yeah. Well, then at that point, like, sky's the fucking limit. Now next one. Like, that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn from our mistakes. But if you run away from it so much and you're in denial so much that it becomes a new sense of reality for you, you get that. You get what is happening.
You get hatred because you're just putting it out in the world. You give what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah, you reap what you sow.
Yep.
So I feel like that's a really good example of it. And I don't recommend watching the show because I think they did a bad job at highlighting this show in its entirety. But if you're fascinated by this stuff the way that I am, the human psyche, why people feel the need to tick the way that they do, it is out now. So maybe go check it out. But I'm very curious to see what Lizzie Borden's story is going to look like.
I'm such a hypocrite because the way I'm like, I would watch that just because I'm like, yes, woman, yes, queen. I don't agree with murder. Don't murder anybody.
Yeah, there's like 2 little girls in that house.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't murder people. Don't do it. Just stop. Honestly, like watch a movie instead, you know?
Who gave you the fucking right to take a life?
Period. You have no authority over anybody else because who are you?
Yeah, who gave you the right?
Who gave you the right?
Who gave you the right?
I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how much power you have. You are not above me and you are not below me. You are just some person.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Hey, you're just a man.
Or a woman. Or a
woman.
Or whatever you identify as.
You're just a human, man.
You're just a human, period.
All right, well, we went over a little bit.
What are we at?
I don't fucking know.
Period.
1:30.
That's okay. It's okay. I hope, you know what? I think this was entertaining. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do. I hope that you can continue the discussion with us. If we have a hot take that you disagree with, like, honestly, just call us out for it. We're okay with that. But if you do agree, if you want to continue the discourse, the conversation, like, please do. I think this is an important conversation to have.
Yeah, and again, like, we're not a political podcast channel. We try to, provide context here that, like, allows you to escape it a little bit, because I think harboring on it too is not healthy. I'm saying that to myself because that's how I felt this week. But it's a platform nonetheless, and I think, again, like, not talking about it allows, like, bad things to happen. Silence is not always a powerful thing either.
No.
But we come from a different perspective. We're seeing it from the outside looking in. We're not experiencing it directly. We understand that. But these are our thoughts. Like,
I agree. And as 2 white women in North America, we have I don't want to say right, but, like,
not right, because we miss the mark. We'll miss the mark when it comes to the minority. Like, we're not firsthand minorities. We're partially, but
we should be the ones to speak out and not take voices away from other people, but say, like, hey, like, we are your allies. We are here. We understand it's not wrong, and we need to speak out about it.
I don't believe that there's a situation where you can take a voice away from a person unless you're reducing the platform where they can speak. Because, like, my voice is as powerful as anybody else's, and I'm not inputting hate on anybody. I'm not going, like, if I was talking to you and you were a different minority and I'm talking my experience, then you're like, well, I think, and I'm like, well, I don't care what you think. That is me reducing your voice. But 2 voices can exist at the same time, and that's something that I very much believe. It's different perspectives, different places, different strokes for different folks. 2 truths can exist at the exact same time.
I don't know. I'm just a white woman. What do I know? I'm delusional. But I don't know. I hope you're okay, and I love you. And, like, I don't know. Protect yourself. Protect the people around you. Nobody besides the people who are making these choices are your enemies.
Yeah. Unless they're just like him, then don't engage.
If they're on his side, then they are your enemy.
Unless they, tell you to go back to your own country and they have a gun in their hand, maybe don't engage in that interaction. But, I mean, yeah. Like, I just wish we could get along. I don't understand why people can't.
One day maybe we will. Or maybe we never will. I don't know. I mean, like, look at history. Like, people fucking just hate each other. And I don't know. I just have never gotten it.
I've never gotten it either.
Let's just all, like, be hippies and, like, give each other flowers and just, like, frolic around.
I don't think I hate anyone now.
Like, I don't have it.
I have had hatred towards people, but I don't think I hate anyone right now.
I get frustrated with people, but, like, the point of hating, I'm like, why? It takes away from my energy. And, like, I have things to do. Like, watch YouTube.
I have enough going on.
Enough going on. I don't have room for hate because then, like, what does that do for me? Like, doesn't feed my soul in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, hate feeds hate, right?
Exactly. Like, you don't have to love everybody. You don't have to give your love.
But you have to fucking respect them.
Respect them. I don't think you have to necessarily respect everybody.
Yes, you do. I don't care who it is. Do unto others that you would want done to you. That is, if people followed that, there would be less shit in the world. Because nobody wants what's happening having to be done to them. If this was happening to Trump on the other side, he would hate it.
Oh, for sure.
So do to other people the way that you would want it done to you.
Open a door for somebody. It's the small things sometimes.
Like, I don't fucking...
Give
Sorry.
somebody a smile.
I'm frustrated this week. I'm
That's
like,
okay.
irritated with people's lack of consideration and empathy. And I'm not talking as a whole. I know there's a lot of people who also are experiencing this. But I don't fucking get it. I don't get how you can believe that you are right when you're doing such harm. Like, how do you not see it? How do you not care? Like, I don't get it, and it frustrates me. And I'm so disappointed. Mm-hmm. I'm so disappointed.
Me too.
Like, we should be better than what we did before. History should not be repeating itself, and it is, and it's upsetting me. Because we know better.
We know better. It's been done over and over and over again. And honestly, like, it's a circle. Like, you know the ending, and it's not good for the people that do awful things.
Yeah.
Because eventually people are going to stand up and be like, no. No.
Well,
we are
see.
standing together.
We'll see.
Stand together.
We'll see.
Diversity for all. Equality for all. We are all human.
Yeah, you think...
Enjoy the aliens, too. If they're alive, AI, robots, like, we're all just things.
Where are you?
We're all
Come
just
help
things.
us.
If my toaster can just come to life.
Just teleport him into space for like 10 minutes. I think it'll help.
You think so?
I do.
Well, what if they're on his side? Don't be. Aliens, come on.
You're an advanced civilization. You think he's on, like... I think they just look at us and they think we're fucking apes.
Yeah. They're like, what? Bring back the dinosaurs, honestly. Bring back the dinosaurs.
Okay, you want to do the outro?
Okay, I think that was enough chat for today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sorry that was also a bit of a darker episode.
It was very political. I'm sorry.
We're very sorry about that. We are trying to be more comedic and fun and loving, but, you know, things need to be said sometimes, and that's that. If you would like to follow us or see us again, you can look here at our socials. You can find us at the Dysfunctional Duo or _ the Dysfunctional Duo on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify. We come out every Friday with a video, and I believe that's all. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all, folks.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. We're doing a countdown to Halloween, so the next few episodes will be Halloween heavy, but 2 episodes from now, it's Halloween.
It's Halloween. It's coming so fast.
I know.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Our costumes. We got on a call not long ago and started planning our costumes.
I'm so ready.
I don't think anyone's going to know who we are.
I disagree. I think they will.
I doubt it.
I think they will.
I doubt it.
I think they'll be like, ah. I mean, I don't... Well, I guess we'll fuck around and find out.
And I do want to preface something here because we actually are like a few weeks before it happens. But if you, again, I try not to promote my direct channel too much because this is different conversations, different subjects than the stuff that I cover on my main channel, which is like gameplays. I play video games. But Spencer's going to be joining me on Halloween on my stream. So we're getting this, but live on stream, and I'm going to make Spencer endure a scary video game.
I don't even know what it is.
I didn't tell you that part, but you're going to be playing a scary game.
Is it at least
and I'll help. Like, I'll take over when you need it, but
it's not. I'm doing it.
It's a Twitch takeover. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be playing. And we are dressing up as different characters on my stream. So if you want to see us and engage with us live, go check out my Twitch. We'll link my Twitch account
Yes.
on this channel below if you are interested. It's obviously going to go up on my YouTube channel as well, but if you want to hang out on Halloween, you could hang out with your Dysfunctional Duo gang directly on my Twitch, and watch Spencer like play like a real scary game for the first time.
I'm excited. I'm very nervous.
You're not ready.
I don't think so.
I think this is... I was like sitting pondering what game I wanted you to play, because I was like, we could play Phasmophobia, where we did ghost hunting like a while ago, and that was kind of scary, but it was kind of low key, and I was like, what do I want to play? Like maybe we'll play like Dead by Daylight, all this kind of stuff, and then it came to me what I wanted you to play. And I think you'll probably give me the controller after like 10 minutes, but
period.
I'll give it back to you when I feel ready.
Okay.
But I don't think you're ready.
I genuinely have no idea what it is. I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to be up all night for the rest of like the month. Just to be like, what the fuck?
No, you'll forget about it in 5 minutes. Who are we talking to?
I'll walk to the bathroom and be like, where am I?
Yeah.
Who am I?
Dude, it's going to be fun. Anyway, so if you want to hang out, go check that out. I wanted to promote that because we do have the time to promote that. So thank you for sticking around. If you've been here for an hour and a half, my God, do you not have other things to do today?
It's Friday.
I'm kidding. Thank you. We appreciate you. I also want to highlight our last episode. People commented some really incredibly wonderful things for Spencer directly, and I just want to say we see your comments. We appreciate you. Thank you for being such an inviting community. It's hard to talk about real things. It's hard to be open the way that I feel like Spencer was last episode, and that took a lot of... It was very brave, but it took a lot of willingness to lean in and engage. It took the same amount of kindness and empathy and consideration that we should have more of this in the world, that we saw from you guys. So we see you, we see your engagement, we see your comments, and we just absolutely appreciate you. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me like fucking break down. I needed it, but obviously I'm back and better than ever.
It's called metamorphosis, bitch.
I'm a fucking butterfly.
Okay, we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.